And welcome back, everybody. This is the There's Always Next Year podcast. This is Zane. That's Drew. I'm just going to go really quick into what we're going to be talking about in today's podcast. What are you laughing about?
I was just laughing. I thought it was funny. Just keep going.
Okay, yeah. So for starters, we're going to go into our NFL recap of the week. Then we're going to go right into our hot takes of the week. Third, we did get to interview Kent State's kicker, Matthew Trickett. Great interview with that guy. Really loved having him on. Then we're going to move right into a little bit of a debate. That debate is
a dumb debate.
It's a dumb debate. We'll keep it a secret for now. And then we are going to go into our MLB recap. I don't think I missed anything. So otherwise, let's get right into it. Drew, what do you got for the NFL recap?
All right, we got our first game, the Thursday night game. Probably the two worst teams that played each other. Broncos-Jets. Broncos won 37-28.
Yeah.
That game was boring. Sam Darnold died.
Sam Darnold did die. He had a nice run.
He did have that really cool run. And he looked
awesome.
So scared the entire time.
I'd be scared behind that offensive line too.
Yeah, and then he's just not that good.
I still have faith. It's just his situation, frankly, sucks.
His whole team's hurt.
And then he plays for the Jets.
And Adam Gase.
Yeah.
Adam Gase sucks.
He's not in a good spot.
Do you think the Broncos are any good?
What's their record now? Is it
1-3?
1-3? No.
Drew Lock's hurt.
No, I don't think that they're good.
Do you think Drew Lock's good, though?
Yeah, I like Drew.
I mean, that's the first time you've ever said that.
Yeah, don't get used to it.
But Ripien, whatever his name is, the QB that was starting in place of him.
I thought Blake Bortles was going to start.
No, I think the boat might be in action next week.
Okay.
If it's not, it's Drew Lock or the boat probably next week.
Oh,
but Ripien actually played really well, so it might not even be the boat anymore.
Is Drew Lock, does he have a concussion or something?
It's something with his shoulder.
Oh, okay.
So that was that game. Next up, I said the two worst teams. I might have been wrong. Bengals, Jags. Bengals won 33-25.
I bet I didn't get to watch it. I bet that was a fun game.
No.
They're
both really bad. It was just,
no, but that's just because they're bad doesn't mean it can't be fun.
Joe Burrow's fun.
He
died a couple times.
How did Gardner do?
Gardner is a Ryan Fitzpatrick, where he's putting up these really nice numbers, but he's really not good.
Oh, no, I love him.
And I think he's a good placeholder until Jacksonville can find their guy at QB. I don't think he's going to be their guy.
I wouldn't say he's a good placeholder because he's going to win them too many games. They're never going to have a number one
they're
pick.
not. They're not. They only have one win right now. They're not. They're going to be top 5 for sure. Still,
I feel like he's just going to upset some teams. You know what I mean?
He can throw it. He can sling it a little bit.
He can't.
He slings it like Fitzpatrick, where it's like, he's not good. You watch and you're like, he's not good, but he keeps. It works.
Fitzpatrick,
sometimes.
Realistically, I think at this point in the season, you can make an argument for MVP.
No, there's no argument for that. They're 1-3, and he's been
but he has his stats. His stat line looks solid. I thought
that's not that good. He had maybe 200 yards in the game against Seattle. We'll get to that soon, but I don't think
he's also playing one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, but one of the worst defenses in the league. Seattle's is. Staying with that Bengals-Jags game, though, just a random cool stat, other than Joe Burrow getting his first dub. So the last 4 number 1 overall picks, they got a tie before they got their first win.
Damn.
Myles Garrett, 0-16. Then Baker, and he came in week 3, but they first tied in week 1. So they got their win in week 3 of the second season. Then Kyler Murray, his first game of his career, he tied the Lions. Joe Burrow tied last week against the Eagles.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that's my fun stat of the week. Next up, you can see the shirt if it's on the video. Browns Cowboys. Browns won. Are we good? What's your thoughts?
I think they're competent. I think that the defense is surprisingly okay.
The Browns defense?
Yeah.
No, it's bad. Really bad.
I mean, they're leading the league in turnovers. Yeah. So when your defense creates turnovers, you can't say that they're that bad.
They gave up 38 points.
Yeah. But they got some
568.
But it's also hurt. The secondary's hurt, from what I understand, right?
Yeah, Greedy Williams is out. Delpit tore his Achilles. That doesn't help.
So the defense, I think, is okay. It's not as bad as some people think. Now the offense, it has to be good.
It's legit. I think we
No,
can.
I'm saying like with the stars that are on that team, if it's not good, you should burn down the franchise.
That was kind of what happened with Freddie last year.
Yeah.
He had all that talent, didn't know how to use it.
Now,
Stefanski's legit.
I'll be honest. I think that Baker is the guy personally? Not really. I still don't think he's like that great of a quarterback. Do I think he could start on some teams that are in a transition period like the Jags or the Jets? Sure. Do I think he should be starting on what should be a Super Bowl contending team? Probably not. I think he's their weak point on the offense.
I think he is perfect for Kevin Stefanski. All he has to do is turn around and hand the ball off. We had like well over 200 yards rushing. I think it was 300
running. I mean, the team's great. Chubb and Hunt.
He's done great out of play action sets. He's those like little bootlegs.
No, but I'm saying like with a team with that much talent, I just think he's going to be the one thing holding him back because I think that they do have Super Bowl potential. But do I think they'll win a Super Bowl with Baker at the helm? No.
But that's 2 weeks in a row. He's looked pretty darn good.
He's looked okay. I mean, but
He's looked good.
No, but the run has carried them.
That's what we're gonna do every game.
And here's the thing, against a team like the Steelers, that's why I think the Steelers are going to easily beat the Browns.
It's not gonna be. Well, the Steelers have no offense.
I disagree.
They've faced 3 of the worst teams. They've faced a combined 1 win out of the 3 teams they've played.
I don't know, man.
They're not good.
I think the Steelers are a good
team with the 1 win is the Broncos, who snuck by the Jets.
I think that a team, as soon as you face a team with a really good run defense, the Browns, especially Baker, are going to get exposed.
But now we've been setting up the play action passes so well that you can't just go straight for. Well, Nick Chubb's hurt right now, of course.
What was the final score of the Browns game?
49-38.
Do you think if they have half of their rushing yards, do the Browns win?
Doesn't matter. We had all of those.
No, but I'm just saying, like, the Cowboys suck. That's what we're really forgetting here. They really stink. They're gonna win the division and make the playoffs. Maybe it's 6-10 or 7-9, but they still suck.
The Cowboys' offense is pretty good though.
Okay, so
they've put up 30 like in almost every game, I think, and they've almost beat Seattle. They almost beat us, and they almost beat someone else.
But their defense sucks.
Yeah,
so they're not a good team. I at this point I would take the Browns defense over the Cowboys.
Maybe I think because we have Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett's awesome.
Yeah,
but I think the Browns they have 4 running backs. They have 4 good running backs right now. Chubb's hurt, so that's gonna suck for a little bit. But Kareem Hunt played well, and Dearness Johnston, who's probably gonna play the role of Nick Chubb these next couple weeks, looked really good. And then Dontrell Hilliard was getting in the mix too for some quick touches. I think we're gonna be able to run on anyone. Our O-line, our run blocking O-line is really good. They've moved everyone, no matter what game it's been. Even the Ravens, where we got crushed, Chubb only had 10 carries. We just hadn't found our identity yet, and now I think we have it. We're going to run the ball 30 times. It doesn't matter who we're facing. Our best defense is keeping our defense off the field. So the clock running a bunch on offense, time of possession. I think the Browns are good. I'm buying in. I'm ready to get hurt now. So before I was cautiously optimistic, and I wasn't ready for them to break my heart. Now I'm ready for them to break my heart because I think we're good.
I think they can be. I just don't think Baker's good.
All right, can we talk about a pretender now? The Saints. Saints beat the Lions 35-29. The Lions stink. Matt Patricia is the worst coach in football. And the Saints stink without Michael Thomas.
Yeah. They do.
I think it's Jameis Winston 10.
I mean, we're about to have the same conversation we had last week. It's so hard to justify not starting the face of your franchise. I mean, what's the record? 3-1,
2-2,
2-2. I just don't know if I don't know if you can justify it.
They have no offense. They're so one-dimensional.
It's just a hard thing to pull.
He just feels horrible. That's enough. I think the Saints are pretenders. Lions are bad. Also, one last thing. The game was the Scorigami. Do you know what a Scorigami is?
I do. Scorigami,
for anyone who doesn't know, it's a new score that's never happened in an NFL game. 35-29.
That is bananas.
That is somehow 49-38 wasn't a Scorigami. That happened one time ever. That's lame.
Well, no, I believe 49-38 because that's 7 touchdowns, which is a lot, and then 5 touchdowns and a field goal. So I can buy into that.
Teams don't score 40 very much, very rarely. Like only one team a week. And then 38. How often do you see a 38 in the NFL?
There was a lot of 30s.
38 though.
I'm
38's
saying,
a
like,
weird number.
I don't know. It's a high scoring league, but I don't know. I don't see. I can buy 49, 38, 35. What was it?
35-29.
35, 29.
That's
I have
bananas.
no idea. I mean, because that's 5 touchdowns, which is
And 1 2-point conversion.
what?
Yeah.
I don't know. Or just you miss. Yeah. No, I don't get it. I really don't.
All right. Seahawks, Dolphins. Seahawks, they played down to the Dolphins for sure.
Seahawks, they're similar. Some teams just play down to their competition.
But they had been playing so well against. They'd been playing above, or I guess even up to in their first couple weeks. They're 4-0 though, right?
Yeah.
So I think Seattle is a true Super Bowl contender.
I agree.
And then the only thing I have to say for the Dolphins is I think it's time to let Tua play.
No, you ride this Fitzmagic wave.
But it's not good. He's not winning them games, and I think Tua.
They
is a
don't
difference
want him.
maker.
They don't want him to win them games. Tua might win too many games.
Yeah, I want to see Tua play.
I'm still a firm believer in if you have a guy who's a rookie and a quarterback, they should probably not play their first year.
Speaking of rookie quarterbacks, we've got Bucks versus Chargers. We had Old Man and the Rook. Bucks won 38-31, and Tom Brady looked good. You think he looked good?
I think he's still playing well. I keep seeing stuff on the internet, people talking trash on him, how he's washed up and not that good anymore. But I think he has 11 TDs and 4 picks. Yeah, 4 picks for Tom Brady standards, a decent amount. But
that's the Bruce Arians offense as well.
Yeah,
they're just throwing
just
100
chuck
times
it.
a game.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with it. I think he's playing pretty well, especially for being 43 years old.
Are the Bucks a contender, you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the defense is a little suspect for
I
me.
have there's a lot of contenders in the league right now.
I think
is
it's a deep league. I think there's other than the Chiefs, I think the Chiefs are number 1, and then number 2 can be one of 20 teams.
I would agree with Chiefs at number 1. I would say, honestly, I think the Bills are a contender.
The Bills are contenders. I mean, the Pats are contenders. Seahawks, Packers.
Wait, Patriots?
Yeah.
No. I don't agree there.
Defense.
No, they do. I just don't think they're a contender. I see the Bucks. I can see the Packers. I can see the Seahawks. Those are like my main ones. I'd say those are the top.
And then there's teams like Steelers, Browns, Ravens, Titans, who are all
playoff teams.
Can beat any of those teams too if they play well.
Yep.
So the NFL is just super deep right now.
Yeah.
All right, next up we've got
the NFC East.
Yeah. Speaking of the NFC East, we've got your football team.
There we go.
Versus the Ravens. They got crushed.
35-17, right?
31-17. It was never a game though. They were down by 20.
Only 2 touchdown difference.
It was never a game.
I know. Haskins didn't have a touchdown.
He looked okay though.
His completion percentage was pretty good. He didn't have that many yards. Or no, I think he was close to 300.
Yeah, good Ravens defense.
We didn't.
He
didn't score. Yeah, no. It's just. I think he is at his ceiling.
How can you say that after he had a bad week, bounced back against an exponentially better defense, and played pretty well?
He didn't do that great though. He just didn't throw picks.
Then how can you go and love Gardner Minshew, who has
I don't love him. I don't love him because he's a great player. I love him because he's awesome to watch. When I look at Gardner Minshew, I don't see a franchise quarterback. I see a fun guy, which is why I'd consider being a Jags fan right now. But I would still like the football team to eventually make the playoffs again and actually win a Super Bowl. So I don't think Haskins.
I think you have bigger holes than Haskins.
Running back is a question. We drafted
Gibson
couple guys.
played pretty well.
Yeah, but they don't have the it factor.
No, none of them are like
I'm not looking at one of them and saying like that's a Nick Chubb.
I think with a second round pick next year, you go running back.
Dude, we've wasted so many picks on running backs. Like none of them stay. Darius Geis,
that one sucked.
That sucks. We just had so many. I can't even remember because we just run through them.
It's a revolving door of running backs.
We have one wide receiver.
He's good.
Very good. I don't know our tight end's name. I'll be honest.
He's pretty good though.
What do you know his name?
He's got the dreads. I don't know.
I don't remember his name. Our offensive line, whack.
Horrible. That's what you need to fix first.
Yeah. We had it fixed and then they left.
I think you have to go O-line before you go quarterback.
I agree.
I think next year,
Unless we have the number 1 overall pick and we can get Trevor Lawrence, we go O-line.
But I don't
I'm a firm believer.
I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to be that guy.
I think he is. Not getting into that debate though. We've had it before. But I am a firm believer that unless you have your franchise quarterback, if you're rebuilding, offensive line is first step.
Yeah.
Because you will not score if you don't have an offensive line. I think it goes offensive line, QB/offensive line. Because if there is a franchise quarterback in the draft, you take him. QB, offensive line. Then I think personally, you either go secondary or D line. I think a good secondary, especially in a passing league like today, wins you a lot of games.
I think you need some linebackers first.
Mm.
Middle linebacker, just the QB of your defense.
Okay, who's a great linebacker in the league right now? Who's one of the best?
I can't even think of any right now.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But you know who's one of the best defensive linemen in the league? Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald.
I usually think of guys on my team first. And
No, but I'm saying
good
like Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald, Khalil Mack. There's so many great ones that are genuine game changers. I cannot think of that many
but think of all those teams,
except like TJ Watt. I think TJ, but he's also a defensive end.
Yeah, think of all the guys you just named, and now are any of those teams really true contenders?
The Browns,
no.
The Rams, no, and then you have the Bears.
Bears, definitely no. So no.
Yeah, no. I mean, you made a good point.
You need a linebacker.
You've made a good point, but we can't even think of any great linebackers.
It's because I just don't have a list pull up. If you let me just go Google something, yeah, I'll find one.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just view it differently. But secondary and D line, those are my two. But offense line is first.
All right. Panthers, Cardinal, boring.
Yeah.
Skip. They're both below average.
I think Kyler Murray is still going to be a good player in the league. I just think they hyped him up so soon. It might have even gotten to his head a little bit. I don't know. But I think he's a good player in the league. I don't think this is his year. I'm assuming probably next year and the years after.
This is a fun one because it's a breaking news game now. Minnesota, they beat the Texans, and Bill O'Brien is finally out of a job. That's all I was going, when I was pre-writing the outline for the show, I was just going to come bash Bill O'Brien for the next 2-3 minutes. He's gone. Finally. He's not the GM. He's not the coach, and the Texans can now take steps forward. They ruined Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, I feel bad for Deshaun because they had a team, and now they don't.
You got rid of the best receiver in the NFL. I think D-Hop is the best receiver in the NFL. He hasn't had a drop in 3 years. He is leading the league in yards this year right now. He gets tons of touchdowns.
I don't know.
Who's
I don't know
better than him?
A healthy Michael Thomas, I would say.
No,
maybe.
Michael Thomas doesn't have any deep field threat, downfield threat.
Mike Evans?
No, definitely not. He's hurt every other game.
Okay, I'm taking them as is. If
You're
have them at their
Mike
best.
Evans over DeAndre Hopkins.
I'm saying at their best level.
DeAndre Hopkins by a landslide. It's not even close. Mike Evans is maybe he's a fringe top 10 guy in the NFL.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm taking Devontae Adams over Mike Evans.
No, I'm taking Scary Terry.
Julio is much better than Mike Evans.
Julio is washed.
No.
Sorry.
He's been great this year. I know that because he's on my fantasy team.
No, I just don't. Okay, he also plays on an awful team. So where they're chucking it up.
Well, their offense is good. I don't think the Falcons are bad. They could easily be near undefeated right now.
They're one of the best 0-4 teams.
0-3. Or 1. Yeah, 0-3. They're 0-3.
Yeah.
They're going to lose again tonight because they have to face the Packers.
Damn.
But if they beat the Packers, I'm not going to go and be surprised even.
The Packers are a good team.
The Packers are really good, but their defense is a weaker link for sure.
Yeah. I wish the NFL was more like the MLB, to where you see a lot of mid-season trades.
It's too hard to gel a guy into your team.
I know.
Because you have to learn a whole new system. That's too hard.
I know. It's just, I love MLB trade deadline, and then it just doesn't matter in the NFL because nobody trades.
Yeah.
At least not in the middle of the season.
All right. Well, I got another one. It's gonna be a skip. Rams, Giants. Giants stink. Period.
Giants stink.
Poor Danny Dimes. That's it.
I love Danny Dimes, but yeah, he's in a tough spot. And the Rams, I think they're okay, but they should. That game should have been that close. Oh yeah, I like Sean McVay.
He's good. I think
He's gonna
proved
be
again
a
this year.
great coach for a long time.
Yeah, everyone was kind of like doubting him a little bit last year after they had the underwhelming season.
Dude, you have one bad year and every single person doubts you.
Now he kind of just proved the haters wrong this year.
Yeah.
Or he's proving them at least.
I feel bad. Like NFL head coach, they get a bad rap. Because like as soon as you have one bad year, like Steelers fans don't understand how lucky they are to have
Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin. He's never had a losing record. Never. And like people call for his head every other year. I don't.
Every
get it.
game.
Every
Every
game.
game. They win games like Mike Tomlin, man. He's the worst.
Yeah, he almost cost it. Shut up. No, he didn't.
You won.
You had nobody last year. Your entire team was hurt. You were using a third string quarterback and you went 8-8. Or no, 9-8 or 9. Yeah.
8-8? I don't know. Whatever. Not good.
Either way, that team should have been like 5-11 playing with Duck Hodges and
But the defense is still legit.
yeah,
Doesn't
no,
matter.
yeah, okay.
They could throw anything out there at quarterback, and the defense is going to win them 5 games.
That's what I'm saying. But they did throw anything out at quarterback.
Yeah.
And they
Mason
somehow
Rudolph.
won 8.
Next up is my angry game of the week. This game just made me so angry. I don't know why. The Colts-Bears. Colts won 19-11, and it just made me. Maybe it's not Mitch's fault, guys. To Bears fans just freaking out about how horrible Mitch is. Nick Foles stunk because Nick Foles is not that good. He's a really good backup quarterback. That's all he is. Mitch Trubisky. Maybe it's not the
him.
problem. Maybe
Maybe
it's
it's
the
not him.
Bears. Maybe it's Matt Nagy being a horrible coach. Maybe it's your defense losing players from. It's not the same team as your 2018 defense that was legit. It's not the same thing anymore. And it's just so frustrating that everyone's like, oh, this is all Mitch's fault. And now they face finally a decent team. The Colts are like a contender, kind of like the Browns, where like they have the defense and Philip Rivers is good too.
Philip Rivers is I've always liked Philip Rivers.
And he's having a nice year still.
Yeah.
Underrated with the Colts.
Yeah. Who's their backup? Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah.
I feel like I just don't think they gave him enough time.
He
He got
good.
hurt.
He's
No,
not-
I think he has potential. He's also been banged up a lot.
Yeah. I think Philip Rivers is the much better choice though.
Well, for right now.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I hope that once Philip is gone, because I'm assuming he doesn't have that much more
I
time
think
in
it's
the league.
a 2-year, $40 million contract.
Damn, that's a lot of money for
Yeah.
Philip Rivers. But I'm hoping he gets another shot once he's gone.
Yeah, but I'm upset with the Bears. That's all. That they've thrown Mitch away basically.
I don't think Mitch is great.
but I don't think he's as bad. Every time he misses a throw, it's Mitch is the worst. Whatever, man. It happens. And I don't think Nick Foles is
Oh,
good.
just shut up, man.
Yeah. Oh, just shut up, man. All right.
This is not political. I'm sorry.
Next game is the most fun game of the week. Bills Raiders.
Oh yeah,
Did I say my apology now?
yeah.
I'm sorry for doubting Josh Allen time and time again.
Animal. He's an
fun.
animal.
He's fun. I'll admit it.
I've been
I'll-
saying this for 2 years now. I love that guy. I wish the football team had him. Really do.
You almost slipped up.
Almost. But he plays with so much grit. He's a chuck it. He's a chuck it down the field guy. He reminds me, and we were talking about this before we started, of a more athletic Brett Favre.
A lot more
'Cause
athletic.
A lot more athletic because Brett Favre didn't run. But he has a cannon, dude. It's
Mhm.
just insane. And he's a little inaccurate at times. But it's going in at 195 miles an hour. So I like him a lot.
Before I crown Josh Allen as elite, I'm not going to do that yet. I'm going to say he's good. He's got to beat a good defense. The Raiders' defense is very bad. They've given up like 1 million yards to every team they've faced so far this year. The Raiders are pretty good on offense, and they can move it pretty well. And the Bills looked great on defense. They slowed down Josh Jacobs a lot, and Derek Carr looked clueless. But
Do you think they're a playoff team if they don't have Derek Carr?
it depends on who you're replacing Derek Carr with. I think if you're replacing him with, say, Baker Mayfield, Phillip Rivers, no. I think they're still the same.
Yeah.
Because Derek Carr gets a bad rap, but I don't think he's that bad. I just trashed on him a second ago because he just didn't have a great game. He's fumbling it too much. He's not.
Yeah, they have 2 fumbles.
I think they did again.
It's a lot of fumbles, especially from a quarterback. But I feel like if you give them
They're a year away.
who's like an above average quarterback who's not great. If you give them Matt Ryan, oh my God.
Oh, Matt Ryan takes them near.
Oh
the
my
Super
God. That's a Super Bowl team.
Bowl. Yeah.
I
But
like
they're
Matt
good.
Ryan though.
All
Sorry.
right. Now, and then this game was the Injury Bowl, Eagles 49ers to close out Sunday Night Football.
The Eagles won.
Yeah,
They're now leading the division.
because Nick Mullins is horrible. Nick Mullins he had his nice one game against the Giants.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh yeah, it's Nick Mullins.
Mm-hmm.
You think the Eagles are going to win the division?
Somebody has to. I mean,
them or the Cowboys?
One of the team. Yeah.
Or the football team.
I'll be pissed.
I
still think that we can be worse than the Giants. And the
Giants are literally just throwing Daniel Jones out there to get ran over 100 times.
Yeah, I feel bad for him. I really do. But I think we could be worse than them. Do I think realistically, do I think we worse than them? No. Do I think the Cowboys or Eagles will win the division? I want to say the Eagles.
Yeah, they're better.
I feel like they're a better team. I just don't know what's happened up to this point in the year. The Cowboys, I hope they just go in 16. I just don't like the Cowboys. But realistically, I want to say the Eagles.
All right. That's our whole NFL recap.
That's the NFL recap.
Hot takes?
Hot takes. You go first.
All right. So for me, my hot take is college football based. And I'm saying a non-Power 5 team is going to go undefeated this year, not make the playoffs, and claim a national title, kind of like UCF did in 2017. You know what I'm?
Yeah, I remember the talk. I don't really watch college football though. I remember something happening with UCF.
Yeah, I think Cincinnati's defense is very good. Luke Fickell's a great coach there, and they could go undefeated in the American. And then BYU is the other one, really. BYU is very good. They are just beating teams by 50. They are one of those teams that you could at least make a case for being a playoff team. And then SMU is fun. Shane Buechele, awesome quarterback. They put up 1 million points. So that's all. I think BYU, though, is a legit football team. The other two would get crushed by any great school.
If they play Clemson.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter who. BYU could at least score against Clemson. Because this Clemson team, they have holes. They didn't look great against Virginia this past week.
They play the Hurricanes?
BYU could go score to score. That would be like a 50-50 game.
Damn. You think BYU is as good as the Canes?
I think they're at that level, yes. I do. BYU,
I'll take your word for it. I don't know.
I think BYU is legit. That's my hot take that BYU is. I'm going to just change it to BYU is legit, I guess. But they're going to go undefeated. So there's that. What's your hot take, Zane?
My hot take is that Javier Baez will not be with the Cubs next year. And it's I don't get it because he has the skill set. He's okay. Gonna go on a little Javi rant. He claims to be one of the best defensive shortstops, or not even he claims it. People claim that he is, but I just see so many errors, and he does make amazing plays sometimes, but then sometimes I'm like, damn, how do you overthrow the first baseman? You're supposed to be one of the best. And hitting wise, he batted, I think, 200 on the dot this year. I get it's a 60-game season, but once again, he's supposed to be one of the best shortstops in the league, and he can't hit the ball. He struck out, I think it was 63 times. That's more than one a game. I mean, that's on Aaron Judge level. The offense just didn't produce runs, and I would argue he was one of the main reasons. Obviously, Chris Bryant was hurt most of the year. I'm not going to kill him for that. Anthony Rizzo, it was a slump year. He still came through more than those other two. Kyle Schwarber, I don't expect a lot. I just expect an occasional home run, which he did. Contreras had a good season. It's just Javi Baez. I hope we trade him because he has a lot of upside, and I think we can get some pieces that will actually fix our team because we need somebody else at shortstop. That's my hot take. The Cubs need a new shortstop, and I'm excited to get Javi Baez out of there. Happy I never bought a jersey of him because I thought about it a couple times.
All right, so that's all.
Yeah.
Interview time?
Yep. So we're going to move right into the interview with Matthew Trickett. All right. So last week on There's Always Next Year, we did actually get to interview Dustin Crum, Kent State's quarterback. This week, we are lucky enough to be able to interview Kent State's kicker, Matthew Trickett. So how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I think we're both doing well over here.
Yeah,
so first big question, football's back. How's it feel?
It feels great. Seeing every other college conference being able to play and not being able to play for a period of time really hurt everybody, I think.
Yeah.
But finally getting that opportunity to even go out and practice in pads it feels good. feels great.
So how long have you guys been actually out there practicing in full pads now?
We haven't done full pads yet, but
Okay.
we've had shoulder pads on the past week.
What's the
We kind of got back into a fall camp type of deal.
yeah? What's the energy like now that like all the weight's been lifted off of everybody's shoulders?
Oh, it's full go. Everybody is 100%. Like, it sucks because some people have to sit out if they have
Symptoms.
runny nose or something like that.
Okay.
So they'll have to sit out until their symptoms clear up. But as soon as they get back out on the field, they're ready to go. They're ready to hit, even though we're not really supposed to be hitting. They're ready to go full tilt.
Yeah. So I know like for a lot of sports, just in general, at any level, practicing isn't always the most fun thing, but I'm assuming right now the energy is you just want to be doing anything at all out there.
Oh yeah, that's exactly how it is.
So it's been fun for the past
It's been-
week or so.
It's been a lot of fun.
That's good to hear.
So how's it been for the special teams guys? Because you guys kind of more have your own type of practice, right?
Oh yeah. So for us, it's been a very wild off season because usually you have your standard, winter conditioning, and then you have summer conditioning. You got spring ball in there, and you just have these phases that you go through. You kind of learn what you're doing and how to do it, and there's a process of going about it. You get your mojo from that. But with all this being thrown in there, it's definitely tweaked some of our mojo and some of our rhythm. So it's really hard to just force that in a couple of weeks, but we're really pushing to do everything we can to be the same special teams or even better special teams unit than we were last year.
So what will you be doing for special teams this year? Obviously, you did all the kicking, but are you going to be doing any punting or anything like that this year?
Not planned. There's always the case if somebody gets injured, but that's basically it. I'll be doing the kicking again, but as for punting, unless somebody gets injured, which I hope does not happen, or somebody goes down with symptoms or something like that, then I'll have to step in there, kick it a few times, punt it a few times. But
Sounds like you're not as confident with punting as you are kicking.
I feel like kicking so much better. Punting is fun, but it's fourth down. You're giving the ball to the other team. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense.
there's that stigma that comes with it that you don't want to be doing it, but
Yeah.
it's a necessary requirement for the game.
All right,
Makes
I got.
sense.
So you keep. Oh my, this is just really bad on me. That was just. I completely forgot what I was gonna say it for a sec. Sorry, but so you said you're gonna have a better special teams unit this year.
Mm-hmm.
Is anything changing on like snap, hold, anything like that, or is everything going to be the exact same for you guys?
Well, we have a new snapper, and Crum will be probably holding. So for me, a new snapper, new holder. So with that comes new variables of learning their strengths, their weaknesses, and their rhythm. But with the same opportunity it is to go downhill, we have the opportunity to be better than we were last year. So I'm trying to look at it from the perspective of we have new guys in, we're going to be better. So that's the mentality we're taking to it, and we got 4 more weeks to perfect that.
All right, without giving anything away for your guys' planning, with Crum holding, is there any trickery going to be going along with that?
We've always had trickery in there. We've always had it in the game plan. Every single week we have something drawn up. We've used it twice since I've been here, one each year I've been here. And there have been different holders that have been in those plays. So there's always something that we have ready. There's always something that we practice every week. With less time to prepare for each team, I hope that we're able to pull some of them out and kind of score a few more points instead. But it'll be interesting to see how the coaches want to go about that.
So most people, when you like think of football positions, you're thinking more quarterback, running back. How did
Mhm.
you become a kicker? Was it soccer first, or did you always just want to be a kicker?
No, I didn't always want to be a kicker. So what was it? Freshman year of high school, I went out, tried to be quarterback, running back, linebacker.
Yeah.
Ended up starting at linebacker, and then I think it was a week before our first game. Coach goes, "Can anybody kick?" And I had multiple years of soccer background. I was like, "Yeah, I'll go out there, try a kickoff, see how it goes." And first kick, I think I hit it from the 40-yard line to the end zone. And the coach right there is like, "All right, tryouts are over. You're going to be our kicker." So then I was like, okay. And at my high school, we're pretty football focused. So everyone that was older than me in the kicking industry knew what you had to do, how you had to be training to be the best and all that. So I got pulled up to the varsity squad as a freshman to just practice with them. So I was picking the guys in front of me. I was picking their brains on everything they're doing, what camps they're going to, and all that. And they started showing me that you can actually go somewhere with kicking. Like
Mhm.
it's not just another position that we need filled on the team. Like there's actually opportunities out there to go and play college football for it. So then I started going to these camps just to see how I would do. And the first one I went to, I got ranked pretty high, like top 20 or something in the country. So then I was like, oh, okay. If I actually focus on this, like I can make something happen out of it. So then I just kind of focused on that, dropped the linebacker. I'm not that big. So I knew I couldn't really succeed at that. So I dropped the linebacker position and just solely focused on kicking and soccer. And that's when the door started opening.
That's interesting you say that because I always feel like kickers, there's not a lot of good ones, especially in high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm surprised more people don't grow up with the mindset of I want to be a kicker, because if you're actually good at it and if you train at it, I feel like I don't know, you have a lot of college opportunities because there's just not a lot of good ones.
Yeah. And you see a lot of good kickers develop a lot later in high school. And sometimes for them, it's too late and they don't have the best opportunity straight out of high school, and they'll go to a smaller college, but then they'll make a name for themselves there. And then you'll see them end up in the NFL or something like that. But I do think that I do agree with you about kids should start focusing on kicking a lot
Yeah.
younger, because just like any other position, teams need it. So if you can develop that, if you're good at it, it's valuable.
I mean, kicker is arguably one of the most important positions.
Yeah.
You have to use a kicker every time you score, every time you give the ball away. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's really shocking that it's not always in a good light, if that makes sense.
It's the most pressure-filled position, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure to it, and I'm surprised that the Power Five schools aren't like really focused on their special teams units, because a lot of times they'll make little mistakes here, little mistakes there on special teams, and that's what costs them the game. Like all these upsets that have been happening this year, if you watch the special teams, it's bad. It's not fun to watch. Like there's penalties flying all over the field, but if they were to like lock that down and get that right, I feel like it wouldn't be a game. They could seal it there. But
Do you think that's happening just because of the lack of time people had to prepare? So you automatically assume special teams is the first of the three teams getting cut out. Obviously, offense, defense, special teams.
Oh yeah, I 100%. There's only so much time in the week that we have to practice, and you need to. You can't have bad offense. You can't have bad defense. So
Yeah.
I definitely think teams are focusing on those a lot, and special teams just kind of slides by week to week, and they don't really think about it too much until you see it on tape, and it's bad.
So this year, there's going to be no fans for the MAC games.
Mhm.
Is that going to change anything for you? Will it make kicks easier or harder? And have fans ever really done anything for you?
That is something that I've been hearing a lot about in the NFL without fans, because as a kicker, you're taught to push everything aside, focus solely on your job, and all that noise around you is background noise. So for me, I didn't hear any noise when I would kick. I'd be focused on what I had to do. Without that noise, I'm not sure if that's going to affect me in a good way or a bad way, because with no noise, it feels like I'll be the only one out on the field, and like nobody's watching me, but at the same time, everybody's watching me, as opposed to knowing everybody's watching me anyways, or people are standing up going to the bathroom. Like, so for NFL kickers, I've heard that it is affecting them and their like mental approach to the game. But to be honest, I'm kind of used to not having a bunch of fans in the stands. So hopefully it doesn't affect me that much.
Okay. So you're not one of those players who really eats up the hype and like kind of rides the wave with that, if you know what I mean.
No. Most of my confidence comes solely from the guys that I'm working with. Last year it was long snapper Joey and our punter Derek. So every kick we would just go back and forth with each other, joke around, talk to each other. Every single time they wanted to call a timeout before a kick, we'd just make them regret that, and just joke about it every single time. So all the energy, all the hype that we had came from ourselves. So I don't think the fan noise was an issue at all.
Okay. So kickers are usually pretty superstitious guys.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do to like walk in? You said you like block everything out, but do you have the same routine every time you go out to do a kick?
I do. So what helps me is not paying attention to the situation, because a lot of times we'll be driving late in the fourth and like there is a lot of pressure. I'm not gonna lie. Like if we miss this, we lose. There's no overtime. Anything can happen like that. And if I'm not paying attention to the situation, I just look at it as another kick that I have to make. So when I look at it as just another kick, just a 30-yard field goal, something like that, it's like, okay, this isn't bad. We've practiced this multiple times. So I'll just go up there and try and do my thing. So as soon as we cross the 50, I'll start kicking into the net on the sideline. And once we get to third down, if it's a third and long, just completely take my eyes off the scoreboard, take it off the field, and just feel my body go through the motion of kicking. And then if we're called out there, I'll jog down from the kicking net and just act like it's any other kick. So that's how I separate myself from the situation.
All right. So you're talking about big pressure kicks. Last year, you had 5 for 5 in a bowl game. You hit game winners. What do you feel has been the biggest kick in your career so far?
That's tough. The two that stick out are first one against Kennesaw State, fourth quarter when we were down, because that was do or die. And then the other one was the game winner against Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like the game winner against Buffalo was my best kick overall. Like it was just a solid kick, had distance, height, all that. But Kennesaw, I think, was probably the most pressure, because that was the only one where if I missed, we lost. The other ones we were tied, so it wasn't do or die. Like there was always, it's okay, you got next one. But that one was big, especially early in the season.
Definitely. So you've talked about like the next level, whether it be in college, or even like high school for you. Have you thought about now for you the next level of the NFL? Like, is that on your mind at all? Because you've been on a lot of preseason watch lists, things like that. Is it crossing your mind at all?
It definitely has, especially in the off season, seeing the kicker from Miami of Ohio, Sam Sloman, get picked up in the draft, and just realizing that this is a real possibility now. It definitely has crossed my mind a few times, and it can be a huge distraction as well, because it makes me completely forget about college and all the competition that's going on right now, even in college. Like, I'm not at that level yet. I haven't made it there yet. I've set myself up to potentially make it there one day, but for right now, I have to focus on college football, beating my competition, beating the other team we're going against. But I have thought about it.
Do you think you could start on a lot of these NFL teams who just keep going through kicker after kicker, who just can't seem to find one that actually works?
My Browns.
I sure would hope so. I don't know what it's like. I have no idea the mental strain that it is every week, being able to be cut if you miss 2 kicks. So that's something that I've never dealt with. That is a whole nother arena. I would like to say yes, I could, but I'm not there yet. I don't want to imagine anything like that.
So going off that, when you're watching like an NFL Sunday and you're seeing kickers miss like extra points, easy field goals, things like that, are you feeling more like sympathy for those guys because you know that you've probably had a couple kicks in your life that you wish you could have back, or are you like, man, that I could do that? Like, what's the thought there?
A lot of them, I would say most of them, probably 70%, let's say, are sympathy. Like, oh man, because you see they zoom in right on the kicker's face as soon as he misses, so you can kind of tell by their facial expression what's going through their head, and a lot of times they're just staring in disbelief, and you can see it in their eyes, like, this could be my last week on this team.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of that's like, it's very real for those guys, and that's a huge paycheck that they'd be missing out on if they get cut. So a lot of it's sympathy, but then other kicks, when you see, the one that really struck me was week 1, the Bengals, Randy Bullock, to tie the game to go into overtime. And he like pulled his calf or something like that. Yeah, something like that. And he's like using that as a crutch. And then 4 days later, he's kicking in another game. Those I'm kind of skeptical about, because it's like, did something actually happen, or is he playing it off? Like, that I wasn't too happy about, because it just kind of put a bad stain on the kicker world. But for the most part, I feel bad for those guys, because it's very real up at that level.
It's interesting with kickers, because unless you're one of those guys that just everybody knows across the NFL, you never hear like that, oh, I love our kicker. It's always, the only time you even hear about them is when they miss a kick, and then how much everybody hates that kicker.
Yeah.
So does that kind of get to you?
Not really. I've always kind of stuck to myself anyways, and what people say, what they want to say all the time. And as long as I know I'm doing what I have to do, it doesn't bother me at all.
I gotcha. All right. Well, unless Drew has anything else, I think that's all we have for you. That was it was really great. Thank you. We really appreciate this, Matthew.
No, I appreciate you guys.
All right. All right. So the question we've posed to each other, we've had this argument before, is whether or not we would rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck. So we have it split off 2 and 2 because we've had this argument in the past. In the past, we agreed, they agreed with each other. So personally, I'll start
first,
off.
let's like introduce these 2 people that have never been on our show. We've got Matt, who's dumb and has the wrong opinion, and we've got Riley, who's smart and has the correct opinion. Go on, Zane.
That was
cap.
that was cap for one, and slightly insensitive, but we'll continue. So personally, me and Matt both agree that we would rather fight 100 duck-sized horses, and here's why. I think we both. He's a soccer player. He's gonna kick the shit out of him.
Yeah.
You're gonna kill him immediately. I'm gonna stomp them out very easily. Their ducks are only about this big. I mean, a horse, it can't jump.
That's really good audio podcasting. This big.
It's yay big. So I mean, horses can't. A horse-sized duck isn't gonna be able to jump that high. They're not gonna be going that fast. They don't have, sharp teeth. They're not gonna have claws or anything. I'm easily gonna kill them. I'm at least gonna last longer than I would against a horse-sized duck. Or no? Yeah,
But
horse-sized
your
duck. Yeah.
whole argument is that they don't have anything sharp. What the duck
No, no,
little
no.
beak is like, oh, wah. Horse teeth are sharp.
They're mean.
They have flippers and
Ducks are
Ducks are
mean.
mean
as
as
hell.
hell.
Yeah, but they got
They're
the they got
horses are
power.
mean too.
Horses
They have horsepower.
Yeah,
It's in the name.
yeah.
Yeah, but they're small.
Horses are small. They're smaller, so they don't have as much muscle as what they would be big.
They
Ducks
will
don't
do
have like
some
any
work.
muscle though.
Ducks would triple the muscle though.
Yeah.
If they're that big.
But ducks are never strong to begin with.
they could still beat your ass.
I'm confident, like, you squared up with one duck. If he's pissed off, he's gonna kill you. Not gonna kill
One
you.
singular
he's gonna
duck.
fuck you
Have
up
you
a little
seen
bit.
geese?
I will
Geese-
stomp
Yeah,
it.
have you
I will
seen
smash
geese?
it.
Have you seen geese?
But we're not fighting geese. We're
Yeah,
fighting
No, but they're
ducks.
very similar. They're really similar.
Geese are mean.
I'll give you
Geese are
that.
mean.
Geese
Geese
are
are mean.
worse, but geese are terrifying, and so are ducks. when
Yeah,
they're
but
pissed
like
off.
if it's one goose,
It's
like,
also
I'm not gonna.
1/8 of the size of the duck that
like-
you're talking about.
Yeah, the duck that you're talking about is gonna fill up this room.
But you're telling me you could focus on 100 horses?
Like
No,
dogs.
I'm taking them
Big-
one
it's
at
like
a
100 dogs
100 puppies
with
fucking around
hooves.
your
No,
feet.
no, no, no.
Nah, it ain't gonna happen. They're gonna take you down, and you're down
No,
for the
no,
count.
no, no.
You kick
Here's the
them.
thing. For one, they're not all going to be hitting me at the same time. I'm going to be able to easily stomp them out as they get close.
True.
I don't think. I feel like you're underestimating a duck-sized horse.
Mhm.
Well,
I
the
think
big
that's
thing
what
is
you're missing.
you're assuming it's a Clydesdale.
I don't know what that word.
That's
means.
the Budweiser horses. The
Yeah.
big ones, the really big
Yeah,
ones.
it's gonna
I'm
be-
thinking a normal horse, like a racing
Yeah,
horse.
sure. That
Yeah.
thing will still fuck you up.
But like it
I
doesn't have
agree.
anything to attack me with other than its
Dude,
beak.
it flails and it
Mhm.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Also,
I could choke one
it
out.
can fly.
you can't.
It can
You
fly.
can't choke out a horse.
No, not a horse. I couldn't
It's-
choke out a
it's a
horse.
duck.
Exactly. That's why I wouldn't want to
The
fight them.
neck
I could.
would this still be this.
Yeah,
big.
the neck. It,
But duck necks are like
no.
that. They're like very small. So like even like grown would be like the size of our
Okay,
neck.
so the horse leg would be this big on the duck.
No, but the horse would still be like a good 2 feet. And that's like a
What?
bunch of little
A
dogs.
duck isn't that big.
A duck isn't that big.
It's a big duck.
Talking about mallard ducks, I'm assuming.
Yeah. No, a duck is
Well, I don't know what a mallard duck is.
yeah big.
got
It's,
some
it's a
green
foot.
heads.
The most average duck that's in Ohio.
A duck is probably a foot long, a foot
Yeah.
high.
So like a bunch of mean little
Yeah,
horses running
It's
at you.
probably
Yeah. I'm killing them.
No,
easy.
they're taking you down. You
that size leg.
You-
It's not
first
a
off, Zane,
Rottweiler.
you don't have a ton of balance.
No, that's fine. But I got
They're
strength.
gonna jab your
strength and
shins.
street
You have shin splints. You couldn't run your half marathon. That's another topic that we'll
What
have to
is
get
it?
into.
What
They-
did we
they
talk
You
can't-
couldn't run your
they
half
can't
marathon
run.
because of shin splints. One of those things kicks you in the shin.
Nah.
You're going down, and they're just stomping
They
you to
can't.
death.
They can't open their mouth very big.
Yeah.
They don't need to. They got hooves.
Yeah, I'm not a fan
That
of
are this
those.
big.
Yeah, but it'd be
It's
like
like-
a
it's
it'd be
like
like a
pebbles
paper
being thrown
cut or
at
like
you.
a razor.
It's
Like,
easier killing them than a huge.
Yeah, the
snake.
first 10.
No, here's the thing.
I'm
just-
tired after
even
10.
if I can't kill them all, maybe I get tired, right? I'm gonna last longer against 100 of those than you will against one duck-sized horse.
But if I get like one good kick, one good punch, I could stun it.
What?
I could stun it.
What
There's
are
a
you
shot.
talking about?
There's no chance you beat the 100
Okay,
horses.
so you punch a horse and it gets mad and it doesn't feel anything. It's
well,
the
I'm punching
same-
a duck. It's a duck.
It's the same thing.
Dude, it's a duck-sized horse.
But ducks aren't. They're like weak. They're fragile. They have.
I do
They have
agree.
empty
No,
bones.
like we're
Yeah,
not,
their bones are
we're
hollow.
not
I can break their
considering it,
bones.
Like we're not making it a muscle mass duck that is the equivalent of a horse.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just the
obviously
size.
horses
It doubles
are-
it, yeah, but
it's
it
just the
gains
It's
more
size.
the
muscle.
same. Yeah, it's gonna be the
Yeah,
same
but it-
size as a horse.
It-
But they have
it-
hollow
The
bones that are
size,
gonna
yeah,
snap.
It's not gonna be
Dude, you
like
act like
as thick as a horse.
You- Let it flail out its wings one
can
time.
fly.
You're getting put on your ass.
It can fly.
It can fly.
You can get attacked from the air.
It's gonna literally
If I
fly
face
up and then
Imagine a horse flying at you
swamp
from
down
the
on it.
air. Yeah.
Yeah, but I can adjust.
Yeah, I can
If,
move.
if
How?
I see
No,
that it's
You
flailing
can't
out,
go like this.
if I see that it's flailing out, we just don't go where it's gonna fucking land. Like we can move.
And
around
we only
it.
have to
It would be
focus on one
fascinating.
thing.
yeah.
you're focusing
that
on
thing
100
is
little things.
massive.
Yeah, but we can focus.
You've
And
never. I don't.
one
I'm
good
confident
kick, one
you've
good
never
punch.
seen a duck.
Yeah, I've seen
Neither of you
ducks.
have ever seen a duck. I don't think you've ever been close to a duck.
You could snap a duck's neck like a small little one. If you grab it with
It's
your
the
hand.
size of a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I break its bones. I'm strong.
It's not.
I'll throw a little leg
That's
kick at
not
it.
how
It's
that
not
works.
how that works at all.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna sneak up on it. Bang.
Literally, do you understand? One flail of its wing, you're getting put on your ass.
Mike Tyson.
That's
No.
not how it is.
Could be.
Not at all. It's
not a good
it's
leg
just
kick.
not.
I couldn't think of a
accurate.
good like Josie Allen.
I feel like even if I don't understand how you think you could last longer. Do you at least agree you're not going to win?
No,
I
in
think-
neither situation.
No, I don't think you're
win.
gonna win. But I think there's a chance you could win
'Cause
with
if
ours,
it-
but there's no chance you can win.
got
with
you have
yours.
so the duck you have wing
D-
wing
isn't it the
leg
opposite?
you have
Wouldn't you say
wing
it's the
leg
opposite?
beak.
Yeah, I feel like we could stay.
Yeah. No, I think I could take 100.
think this part of your legs would be like knee
Yeah.
down.
And then
would
once
be
you fall
fucked.
down, they just stomp on you, and
Yeah.
like stampede you. Have you ever seen The Lion King?
Okay, you're talking about
Hmm?
little tiny. It's like a cat,
Yeah,
Just
it's
walking
basically a
over.
cat walking on you.
But it's a horse.
but you
It's
can.
got
But
hooves.
it's dude,
but
it's
you
the
can
size
kick
of a
it.
duck. Yeah.
But you the first 10.
Dude, let
I'm saying
one
you
of
take
those-
out 10.
Let one of
For
those
sure.
things get on me. I'm just chucking it. I mean, I could pick it up and throw it across. the
Horses
room.
are very
But
strong.
they're
I
just
think
gonna,
that's what
they're
you're
just gonna
underestimating.
be like
Yeah, and
very
they
persistent.
lose muscle when they go to a duck.
Yeah,
they
so
can't
the-
have the same amount.
A
Of
horse,
muscle. It's
let's
not-
say
it's
like
just
let's say it shrinks by about 1/8. So it's about 1/8 the size of it's normally.
more than that.
It's
one time.
definitely like a 1/24th.
I agree.
24th.
Dude, horses
Yeah.
are this big.
24 times would be
Times three.
huge.
Yeah.
X, that's not.
times 3.
I say it's
It's a big difference. Like 16 ducks could fit in its body.
a horse is about
Wouldn't
10
you-
feet long, so it'd be
I'd
10
say
times the
yeah, it's
size.
a reasonably
No,
size.
but
You're saying it's
also
1
not
foot?
taking into account
10
all
foot's
the
an
mass
estimate.
But I think the one
Yeah,
thing
it's
you
not
guys
20.
are
Your legs barely
considering
go over
is
on the
like
sides.
you can throw each of them, but at the same time you have 100 horses. So like
No,
you
but
throw
here's the
one,
thing.
and there's
you
gonna be
act like they're
another-
all coming up at me at the
No, they're not
exact
going
same
to,
time.
but it's
So
going to
I'm
be a
just
repetitive.
stop.
If
process.
they're facing one break, one
No,
break.
but I'm saying like even if I get a couple at a time because they're not all reaching.
It's
me
a
at the same
stampede
time,
though.
Yeah. I'm gonna mow through them. I'll charge at them.
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
If anything, I'll probably charge at them and just jump on them like a trampoline.
That's not happening.
Facts.
Facts.
They are like
Facts.
smart animals.
Yeah.
A duck is a dumb animal.
That's false.
That's false.
I would say a goose
Absolutely
is a smart animal.
A duck is not.
Dude, they're almost the same thing.
Nah,
one
a
one
goose-
just sucks
a
more.
goo-
A goose does. Suck
You
more.
you can
a
train
goose
a horse.
has, like very protective about everything.
Ducks are too.
Yeah.
You just don't seem as mad because they're
smaller.
smaller.
And they're not intimidating. Like, a goose when it hisses is the scariest sound in the world.
I agree.
I agree.
A duck is
It's
friendly.
terrifying.
Yeah,
Some.
a duck. We could
Some.
train a duck.
No, I don't
So
think you
are
could train a
horses.
duck.
Horses are
You
also
can
friendly.
train a horse.
These
Horses
aren't
get
trained
mean though.
horses.
People
dog.
have ducks that are pets.
But they're not really trained. They're kind of just there.
We don't know that.
I feel like it doesn't. I feel like a duck can't learn its
Yeah,
name.
it can't.
I've
yeah.
seen fish that have jumped out of the water and go through
No,
hoops.
fishes have the memory of like 4 seconds.
There's no shot a duck.
Let's stop underestimating.
Yeah, I feel like you're really dissing all these animals for no reason.
I know a
I'm
goldfish is like,
overcompensating for them. If anything,
except the horse that you are thinking is like a cat.
dude, it is. In this situation,
Wow.
yeah. Other than its hooves, which aren't gonna hit that hard because
Yeah,
a
it's-
cat
it,
doesn't
got-
hit
it
that
has
hard.
some teeth. It's got like you can nibble on your legs.
Dude, but
It's-
it's
it's a
not.
combo.
It's not like that though.
We accomplished it.
It's like it barely gets out.
Yeah.
Their teeth can't go out. Of
Their
mouth.
teeth, yeah, that's a great point, Matt. Their teeth are like
It's all
6 inches
straight. It's
deep into their
basically
mouth.
human.
Yeah,
No, it's just their lips and then
yeah,
it's
surely
like
they
yeah.
can eat like they
Can
can
bite.
I highly doubt
It's
that
like
they
a
can.
human mouth.
they can like
It's
Yeah,
it's-
humans
off a
can
finger.
bite.
yes, I would say so. They can bite a finger, but ducks' bites are also pretty.
but they don't have
They have teeth.
they have like those
They-
little nub teeth.
Yeah, and they hurt.
Okay.
That's
Times that,
more like a
times that
claw.
by 10, it still can bite your finger off.
It'll take
at
your arm off,
speed.
dog. It could kill you.
Dog, the bill would be like this big.
Yeah.
Dude, you're thinking
We
a horse
are-
is like
yeah.
20 feet long.
Nah.
The bill's gonna be like this big.
The bills.
The-
A
A
bill
horse
will
head is
not
like-
be near
A
3
horse
feet
head is
long.
about
No
maybe a
shot.
foot long.
It would be that long.
Yeah.
That we okay.
big
Also,
week.
let's clarify. We're saying a lot of that's, and no one on a video on audio.
2 feet.
2 feet.
2
2
feet.
feet
2
long?
foot
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah,
That's
I'll give you
even-
that.
That's
I've
absolutely.
seen it. A duck has a very large bill. for the
It's like a
size of its
2-inch
body.
bill.
I would say is right.
I completely agree.
I would say it would not be small. It would not be smaller than a foot at all. A foot and a half. It would not be smaller than that.
No, dude, it's out here.
Yeah.
We're
Wait,
talking
wait, so
we're talking 2
let's
feet.
bring up the measurements.
That could put. That could.
because you said it
Just look at how big is an average
Yeah,
horse.
you said a duck's like 1 by 1, right? Like one,
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So like
Average full-grown horse.
horse height.
So I think we're just overestimating how big a
4
horse.
to 6 feet.
That's
So you're timesing the duck by 6.
What?
We're saying
Yeah.
What horse are you looking at?
you're thinking of
Adult.
this in normal horses.
Yeah,
You're thinking Clydesdales are the
let's-
8 to
let's
10
say-
I
feet.
mean, I could
Look
say
up Clydesdale.
I could say
That's
a
10
Arabian
feet
horse. An
max.
Arabian horse is smaller.
Let's say 5. Let's say 5'8".
So it's 5'8", shorter than me.
But it's also
Like,
10 times the size.
A
in
Clydesdale
length.
horse, it's in centimeters.
That's on God.
It's in centimeters, Clydesdales.
Got it.
So we're never gonna
What does that mean?
know. We're never gonna know how big
That's
this is.
wait,
Just do the little changing it. Moral of the story, I don't think we're ever gonna come to consensus on this.
No.
No, of course we're not going to come to a consensus, but I just don't understand the confidence about facing something that is massive.
See,
I'd rather
our-
face one scary thing than 100 less scary things.
No, I'd rather fight 100
Those
fourth graders
Clydesdales-
than fight one UFC fighter.
Those Fight what?
Yeah,
Wait,
there's
wait,
that's
what's-
different.
No, it's not different. It's almost the same exact thing.
Wait,
No,
fight
that's
what?
completely different. I would totally take the fourth graders because I know
but
fourth
they-
graders aren't
but they
scary.
wanna- But they want to kill you.
Fourth graders are dumb.
Yeah, but are you a trained
So-
UFC fighter?
So hard. Oh, dude.
Like
You're dead.
Khabib, fucking
you're
but
dead.
Khabib would
if
knock
the
us
fourth
all.
graders are meaning to kill you.
Yeah, but a Khabib would.
Well,
put
wait,
me in
wait.
a
How
choke.
how big are these fourth graders? Are they like me in fourth grade or
No, it's a
Zane in fourth
random.
grade?
It's a random.
Okay, because like if we're saying
Randomly generated.
100 Drews, I'm taking 100
We go
Drews.
down
They're
the
weak.
street to the little elementary school and take the fourth grade class. There can be some massive kids.
Yeah, like if there's some large ones, then it could be problematic. But fourth graders are dumb and weak. Horses are strong.
Not all of them. Some of them do sports and athletics.
So just to be clear, where are you brought up UFC
No, it was
fighter
just-
versus 100.
It's
It was
to
an
compare.
example to show the hypocrisy of the situation.
No, because one's a duck that has no training and it's a duck. The other's Khabib
Who said the
whatever.
horses have training
Yeah.
as ducks?
No, I said a horse could
no,
be
but
trained at
what
some
he's
point.
what he's talking about is that analogy with the kids and the UFC fighters very different from our.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna wear my steel toe boots and I'm gonna stomp.
No,
them
no, no, no,
out.
no. It's you don't get steel-toed boots.
Yeah, no.
Because then I can get steel-toed boots to kick a duck.
Dude, it is the size of a horse. It's not gonna matter.
It's
He's gonna
4 to
eat
6
it.
feet. That's not that big.
Oh my god.
With
no.
hollow bones, it's gonna just
I don't know
shatter.
I don't know what horse they were.
I don't think you understand.
The
what-
one on Google.
Look up the horse height on Google. I looked up the Budweiser ones and they're 5'6" tall.
That's a big boy. You're not even thinking about length. You're not
But
thinking
that's-
about
that's
length.
the-
at
But it's a
all.
horse.
That's a
Now
big
it's a
horse.
duck.
Like those
Now
are
it's
the
a
horses
duck.
that are like.
Yeah.
So we're
show
looking
horses.
average
We're
size.
looking at normal size horses.
If we get Budweisers,
Okay.
then you guys are facing geese. Then basically, if we're gonna make that sort of transition, and then at that point, you're facing small dogs that are stronger than dogs because they're horses.
I could kill 100.
So if you
Yeah.
we'd be
You-
timesing the duck by roughly 5, size wise.
What?
You said it's a one. You said it's a 1 foot by 1 foot.
Yeah,
If a
the
horse
horse
is-
is like 8 feet long.
No, it's 4 to 6 feet.
That's height.
Tall.
That's height. That's
That's
height.
height.
What about length?
You
Alright,
guys
I'll
are
let you
forgetting
horse.
length.
Yeah, you stack 5 ducks in the air and you call it a horse. It's not.
Horse, yeah. So it'd be a
8 feet length.
8 by
8 by 5. No, no,
Five.
no.
Massive duck.
Massive.
8 by 5.
Absolute massive duck.
But it has no muscle.
Here's the-
Horses
I'm
just
s-
don't have much muscle on them.
Okay, so
That's a lie.
Matt, or
You can eat. It's like a chicken. It's wings all have muscle. All its
Yeah.
breasts. It's all there. All the meat you eat is all muscle.
it's all muscle. That
It's-
thing is
it's not
that thing's
strong
jacked.
muscle.
No, it's a jacked. If it can fly, you understand how long they fly for?
I agree. We are fighting land. You guys are fighting land and air.
That's on God.
It's not going to attack me if it's in the air.
It will.
It
It,
will.
can literally just
It
go
absolutely will. You ever seen one swoop down
It can-
onto a river and take out a fish?
True.
Imagine your head. You're done.
Bill is too.
Wait,
I feel like
what
that's-
ti- what duck,
that's one of
what
the best
duck
arguments.
is sweeping down taking a
Like, I know a
fish?
pelican
A
can
big
do
fish.
that. but
That's a
I-
pelican.
do
Matt,
that.
what? I've seen it so
Ducks-
many
ducks
times.
dive
That's not-
down.
That's an eagle that grabs things out.
No,
of
no,
the
no.
air.
It's all of them.
Ducks,
all
they
do
like
that.
they grab little tiny little like minnows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're sitting there just.
And then
waddling
you, in
through.
comparison to that puppy, is gonna be a minnow. You're gonna be a minnow.
No,
Yes.
I'm much larger.
Let's
I'm
say
like a tuna.
the 2-foot bill by
We're
1
tunas.
foot wide coming down at you.
It's taking your head off. Dude.
It's taking
Easy.
your head off. I agree.
Mm-mm. I'm giving it a Mike Tyson, and that's it.
I mean, you just have
You
way too
can't
much
breathe.
confidence.
Yeah, you can.
And you have way too much confidence that you can stomp out horses.
Yeah, I can.
You're not fast, Zane.
Nope.
but I got tree
No, you
trunks.
can't. We can't beat the horses in speed.
Oh.
I mean, there's 100 of them.
Correct.
You couldn't
Which
beat
is
one with speed.
Why we all just knock them?
Yeah.
I don't think it would be that hard.
I don't think
Horses
so.
have thick bones, a lot of strong muscle.
Mhm.
I think it would be difficult.
That's
I
why
don't
if
think-
I
I
had
would
free
be
in my life, I used to
extremely-
snap
it would
one
be
leg at a
extremely
time. They can't
persistent.
walk.
But there's
That's
all
true.
100.
That's
You can't
true.
when you're
100 of them.
you can't be focusing on
Okay,
one
I
at a
grab
time.
one horse and just swing it at him. It's the same thing.
That's
You'll
true.
never be able to
You're gonna
grab
take out a
horse.
couple.
I choke it out.
But then there's
But
all
you got
100 jumping.
99.
Okay, the first one that's coming, I choke out, knock it out.
You're
and
not.
just start
There's never
whacking
going to be just one at you.
It'd
There's
be
all 100 at you.
Not all 100 can get at you at one point.
It's a stampede. Think of it like Lion King, where they're stampeding at you.
Yeah, I agree.
Dude, but they're the size of a duck. You keep comparing it to the Lion King, but that's just not it.
They'll just
Okay.
jump on you.
Eve,
Oh my! They
honest-
can't jump on me because they're the size of a duck.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna
they're,
take it
com-
off
they're
the
coming
knee
in
and
from
eat
like a 360 degree
I'm gonna eat it like it's
radius. Like
Alright.
every part of your leg is getting annihilated.
I simply disagree.
They can't turn that fast.
No, what I'm saying is they would come in a circle, right, around your legs, 360 degrees, all
But
come.
it would
and-
take them a while to
It
get
should take them a
behind
while.
you.
They don't have a formation. I mean, they haven't planned this out. They're just told to go kill.
Their legs are jointed just to go one way.
Yeah, no,
They're
I
straight
I
on.
understand that they're coming straight on, but what I'm saying is like if they were all in a circle,
Yeah.
going straight at your legs, you'd get hit every part of your leg.
And they take you down. And just
Correct. It'd be just
Stomp.
it's like the same argument
Okay.
of flying. Like,
Yeah, it could just jump at the beginning and knock your ass on the ground.
and then it's
There you go.
their game.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I
Alright,
think we can beat it 1 out of 100 times. They're beating it 0 out of 100.
That's false.
that's false.
Whatever.
I'll
That's
take
that's
my
enough.
ass. All right. I agree to disagree. We all know who won, but all right, yeah. Let's move on now. Let's go to the next segment.
And thank you to Matt and Riley for partaking in that little bit debate we just had.
That was painful.
It was a lot.
We're apologizing now, basically.
Yeah,
for that.
no, I mean that probably sucked because there was a lot of yelling and some it was just whatever. But we've had a genuine debate for over half an hour about that.
I think it was an hour-long debate the first time we talked about it.
no, it was a half an hour because
Really? That's
it was the final half an hour of the presidential debate, and then at the end of it, I was like, "Damn, we had a better debate than they did," and
Oh,
they're
much better.
running the country. But moving on from that, finally, in our last little segment of the day, pretty sure, last segment of the day, we're going to be going into MLB postseason, a little bit of recap of what's happened up to this point, and then we'll give our predictions going forward. Do you want to start off? You want me to?
It's football season. I don't care anymore.
Okay, well then I'll talk about it because the only sport I love, I like all sports. The only sport I love is baseball. I am mentally not okay. I mean the Cubs lost to Florida Marlins.
Swept.
Okay, I mean it's a 2-game series, so or two best of 3. Yeah, best of 3 series. So like I hate throwing that swept out there because they won 2 games. That doesn't feel like a sweep. Whatever. So the Florida Marlins, they played with 61 total players this year. Isn't that the number?
Yeah.
An insane amount of players. Never should happen, and we lost to them. At the beginning of the season, we were joking how they shouldn't even be allowed to play because they're a waste of a team anyway.
The
I'll give it.
pitching's legit.
The pitching is legit. Here's what I'll say. I wouldn't mind if they won the whole thing now because if they're going to knock off the Cubs, they might as well win the whole damn thing.
Well, I pray the Yankees don't win.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
I
That's
hope they
different.
get swept by the
I
Rays.
say that I'm okay with them winning because they're the Marlins. If we lost to the Cardinals, absolutely not. I hate them. But yeah, so I mean it's just we lost to the Marlins, shot to the heart. The Cubs, the core. Theo Epstein came out today and said we've had a lot of faith in this core, and I don't think that's a bad thing. But he also said I don't know if it's a good thing either. And I completely agree because they've had so much faith in the core of Bryant, Baez, Rizzo, and I would argue Contreras. They just haven't produced. The offense has sucked for 3 years, especially in the postseason. It's time for a change. I was devastated because we should never lose to the Marlins. But the Marlins, their pitching it's a genuinely good pitching staff. They throw some heat, and good job to Derek Jeter because at first I thought Derek Jeter was a joke. I mean,
Yeah.
he traded away everyone. And like they never got any big name players. They got prospects. So to most people, it looks like, oh, that trade means nothing. You traded away Christian Yelich, who is, well, not this year, but previously an MVP. So you look at it and you're like, oh, this guy sucks. No, he doesn't. He somehow created a playoff team. during a year that I thought the Cubs could actually do it. So good for the Marlins. The Cubs, it's time for change.
You want my Indians rant?
Sure.
We're not there. The pitching, not there.
Whoa.
It's not there.
Are you saying the bullpen or the starting?
Everything.
Okay.
The-
so
the
Shane
lineup.
Bieber had a bad game. I wouldn't say that they're not.
He's
there.
not there. He's
Okay.
not mentally there. I've decided.
Mentally, I'll give you that. It's only his second year or third.
That was his third. That was his first postseason, whatever it was. It was
No,
his
I'm
third year.
saying third year playing in the
I think
league.
he's probably gonna be like a Cy Young candidate again next year. I wouldn't be shocked. But it's how these guys can be in the postseason. And I don't think we're a postseason team. We're not built for the postseason. We have no bats at all. And I think I've come to the conclusion we need to just sell it all. Because we're not gonna buy anyone. We're never but Lindor in his postseason interview was just talking about how he knows they're not going to re-sign him. He knows he wants to stay in Cleveland, and an interview asked him, "Can the Indians afford you?" Basically, the MLB just signed a $3 billion TV deal, and we can't pay this guy. And I don't think he's worth $300 million, and I don't think he's going to get $300 million from anyone, honestly.
Mm-mm.
But $200 million, he should get $200 million from us.
Yeah.
10-year, $200 million. That's till he's 37 years old. We're not going to do that. And then Jose will be gone soon enough. Santana, thank goodness, is gone this year. And I think we have a bunch of really good young prospects that as long as we keep this pitching rotation intact and just sell the lineup, kind of restart with the new guys, we could build something maybe.
The only problem with the pitching is Cookie because he's older now. He's oldish now.
Yeah, but it's not a big deal once he's gone because we'll still have Bieber, Plesac, Savali, which is a good young three. Oh, so I forgot. What's his name? Sticks. Tristan McKenzie.
Yeah, McKenzie.
And then
he did really well. He didn't
he's-
do well in the playoffs, but he had a great first year. I would argue.
Well, even in the playoffs, he did all right. He had the one home run, but it didn't even. It's lucky carried it with the win. That was the
Oh,
good
was
thing.
that Gary?
Yeah, so
Okay.
that wasn't even a bad one. It was a good pitch.
That's just
he put it in the right
Damn.
spot.
I mean, what do you do?
Gary's just a big guy and hit it really hard.
He really didn't. It was a pop up. That
And it
just the
kept
wind was
going.
blowing.
Yeah, he got lucky on that one. So I think he did all right. I think he's legit. And then you still have guys like Jeffrey Rodriguez, Scott Moss, and we have a third Logan Allen, who are all supposed to be elite pitching prospects. So I'm fine with if Cookie needs to retire here soon.
Personally, because I think you have some great pieces. Like the bullpen, I think it's good. It's a good bullpen.
It is kind of
Pitching, you don't really have to make any changes. I think everybody you have there,
that's set for 10 years, honestly.
everybody you have there is going to grow, and none of them, with the exception of Bieber, are going to take that big of a contract. So, like, I think pitching wise, all around, you're good to go. Hitting, I think you trade Lindor. And
You have
I
to.
think you trade Lindor and you fix, and that's a playoff team. That's a not Super Bowl, World Series team, because the pitching is there, and like they're all young. So like the bullpen didn't do good against the Yankees.
It's the Yankees, though.
It's the Yankees for one. Two, they're all super young. A lot of them is their first postseason appearance.
It was like
right?
the entire team's first postseason, minus like
Yeah.
Santana, Lindor, Ramirez.
Yeah. So you keep Ramirez, you keep Cesar,
Cesar, you have to re-sign Cesar this offseason.
you
Give him 10, 12 million. You just whatever he wants, give it to him. He's good,
Yeah.
very good.
he's a good ball
He was
player.
our only consistent player all year. And he's gonna walk. We're not re-signing him. I'm almost positive about that.
Yeah. I personally, and like a lot of baseball people might disagree, but I think you find a new catcher. I understand that the
There's
catching defensively is great, but it's a hole in the lineup.
There's no market for catchers right now, though.
I know.
Catchers are down,
Mm,
so you might as well keep
Wilson
that.
Contreras, he might be on the market.
We don't want him. He's not good enough. I mean, he's like what, 250 hitter?
Yeah.
Roberto's hit 250 before in a season.
How many games did he play in that season? Because no, he didn't.
He hit like 240 last year.
Ah,
He was pretty decent.
Wilson
With 20 plus
Contreras,
homers
to say that he's not good enough, cap.
because his defense.
Defensively, he's actually very good.
But Roberto is the best defense.
Sure, yeah.
He's
I'm
the
saying,
number
but
one
you gotta give and take here because Roberto
He-
can't hit the ball.
Roberto saves you so many runs defensively, though. He frames pitches. He makes all of our pitchers better. Every
Wilson
pitcher goes
Contreras
into
is he is in probably the top 10 defensive catchers in the league.
We have the number 1 defensive catcher.
I know, but I'm saying
So
like
I'm-
it's it's a step down defensively, but it's a huge step up offensively.
He had a very bad year hitting. I think he can step it. He's a guy that feeds off energy. I think he's better with fans.
I mean, sure.
That's my
I'm
excuse.
not gonna. I don't know if that's true or not, so I'm not gonna disagree with you. But I don't know. I think I think you find a catcher, replace
no market.
replace Lindor at shortstop. There's a huge market for first baseman. So even though you're losing Santana, you can find a guy.
We have a guy in Bobby Bradley in the minors. He's a huge dude. He came up last year for a small stint and stunk, but he's just murdered the ball in the minors. I think this year you just let him roll there for at least 2 to 3 months, just playing him every day. If it doesn't work, then after about 3 months, but you have to give him time because maybe the first month he doesn't hit great. Let him sit there. We're gonna lose a lot defensively losing Santana unless we can sign him short term, very cheap deal. Bobby Bradley's got to be the guy though.
I wouldn't be surprised if they signed Santana.
Yeah, he's just a Cleveland guy now at this point.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And then the outfield,
It's horrible. It's all bad.
yeah, I don't know.
I like Naquin a lot, but
He didn't play well at the end of the season.
he had a very rough end of the season. Delano Shields is probably the brightest spot in the outfield.
Honestly, I don't think Delino and Naquin in a 162 game season are bad.
No, but they're platoon guys.
Yeah, okay,
That's
but
what they are.
that's what honestly a lot of
Delano
outfield-
could be maybe an everyday guy. He's still super young.
Yeah, but I feel like most teams have an outfield full of platoon guys.
But they usually have at least one guy that can go smack the ball.
Yeah, and that's who I'm saying. You find a guy who can smack the ball. What about Franmil?
He's DH. He can kind of play right.
He can play right field.
Kind of can play left. He can stand out there and be the guy. Oh, I forgot about Josh Naylor. I was hating on him for no reason. Josh Naylor's pretty good.
There you go.
Maybe.
Wait, is that?
But
Yeah,
he's such a defensive liability.
dude, I don't care. I like
He's a fun guy though.
defensive liabilities in the outfield. It sucks sometimes, but usually it's not a problem. That's my
For
thinking.
the
of it.
Indians, the reason we lost to the Yankees. We had 5 errors that game.
Yeah. We also have Kyle Schwarber in left field, so like I get it.
Yeah.
I get not having great defense, but we also have Jason Hayward in right, who's a Gold Glover. So I don't know.
All right.
Um,
Let's talk about the rest of them.
rest of the MLB postseason. So today's game, or the one that's actually going on right now, is the Athletics versus the Astros.
They're up like
Last I looked,
5-3.
they were Athletics were winning 5-3. I like the Athletics. Drew doesn't. They're my favorite AL team. I would say they're my favorite AL team at this point. Them and the Blue Jays. I like them. I think that they can make a run.
I'm cheering for the Rays, I think, at this point, out of the AL. Because I want them to just murder the Yankees.
I hope that they murder the Yankees. And then I hope the Athletics go to the World Series and then inevitably lose to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
But
I think that's honestly what this whole season comes down to is who's going to lose to the
who's going to
Dodgers.
lose to the Dodgers? Yeah. I mean, they're the best team.
Yeah, MLB put out like a picture on Instagram and they ranked every team's lineup. They had the Dodgers 5th. What?
Who was 1 through 4?
Just like it was the Braves were like number 1. Yankees
Offensively,
2.
okay, you can't.
The
lie.
Dodgers were the number 1 offensive team though.
Oh,
They had the most
so
runs in the league. They are the number 1 lineup by a lot. They had the highest average, most hits. Like
the Braves are a great offensive team, but to say that they're
just not better than the Dodgers.
no, they're not.
They're
not.
great. It's their 1A, 1B.
Yeah,
The
but
Dodgers
I
are
think
still
there's
1A.
a gap. I think
Yeah.
there's a gap.
1, 2, whatever you want to call it.
Did they have the Yankees up there?
Yeah, I think they might have been like 2.
Okay, I mean I can't lie. The Yankees have a good lineup.
Yeah.
They just hit so many
Just
home runs.
not the Dodgers still.
Not the Dodgers. No, the Dodgers are all around.
Yeah, they're the Padres above the Dodgers.
What?
Yeah,
I love the Padres. They're a young team though.
they got smoked every time they faced the
Here's the
Dodgers
thing.
this year.
They have Hosmer, Fernando, Tatis, and then they have Machado. But like,
and Cronenworth.
yeah.
Oh,
Other
that's
than
his
that, like, there's no great players.
But they've all slumped right now.
Yeah, that's a shame too, because that team was so much fun when they were hot.
Machado might win the MVP.
I said Machado.
No, you said Hosmer and
Yeah, Machado.
you said Fernando.
I said Hosmer, Fernando, and then Machado.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
my bad.
They're a fun team, but like other than those guys, you don't think of anybody who's like, damn.
And then what we're also forgetting about the Dodgers. Oh yeah, they also have the best pitching rotation left.
Left, yeah. They have You were right, by the way. The redhead. I thought he was a bullpen
Red?
guy. What?
What's number 65? Lux?
Yeah, something
Gavin
like
Lux is
that.
the-
It's an odd name, but
I know he's
he
number
is a starter.
65,
He is
yeah.
a starter. I was wrong. I thought he was a bullpen guy, but yeah, him, Kershaw. I don't know who their third guy is. Bueller. Yep. So I mean,
Either you're facing an ace no matter what.
yeah, that sucks.
You're going to lose.
Well, they're playing the Padres. Yeah.
I think they sweep. So let's do second round predictions. I don't think we did very well last time, but
We sucked last time. Oh my god, everybody I thought was gonna win lost.
I mean, I did get the Yankees and the Marlins right.
You said you didn't fully believe in the Marlins. That was just you were
Just
just
the Marlins though.
okay. That was just in spite of me. But yeah, I got the Cubs wrong. And I got the card. Oh wait, no.
I think we both went Twins.
Yeah, we both went
I
Twins.
think we might have
'Cause
said sweep Twins.
probably.
We both went A's because I remember I said I was going to talk up the White Sox, but I said I don't like them going out west.
Yeah.
I
I guess we
think
didn't do
went
that bad.
Reds. Yeah, we did okay. Not good though.
No, I went Braves.
You did? I
Yeah,
went
you
for
went
sure.
Reds because you like the pitching, but I went Braves. So who do we got? So we got Athletics, Astros. I'm saying the Athletics take it. Then we
How many
have
games?
how many games? It's a best of 5. I say 4.
Astros in 5.
Damn, really?
Yep.
I just don't think that team's that good.
I don't either. But I don't think the A's are very good either. I think whoever wins that game loses the next round
The A's
by a lot.
went 7-3 against the Astros this year.
Okay. The Twins were a good team and they got dismantled by the Astros.
Yeah,
The
but
Yankees,
I don't know. I
the
think there's some bad
Indians pitching was great. They gave
there's
up
some
22
bad
runs.
juju over there in Minnesota. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because that team shouldn't lose like that. I think
No.
they're one of the best. They were one of the best teams, secretly and quietly one of the best teams in the league. Like just
They had a great roster
great roster wise.
and great pitching too.
So then yeah. So wait. Okay. So yeah, Athletics. I'm taking them in 4. I think they lose game 3. Okay, they're losing game 3, winning game 4. So they're taking the first 2.
I guess I'll say they win tonight because I think they're still winning.
I'd assume they're still winning. So yeah, I'm right. I'm winning.
good.
I'm taking that one. So then who's the other? So we have Rays, Yankees.
Rays.
I would like to say the Rays.
Rays in
Blake's
4.
Rays in
Yankees get
4.
one lucky one.
I
No,
think it's
No, I'm doubling down. Rays sweep.
that's just you don't even believe in that.
I believe it.
Okay, we'll
Rays are
talk
good.
after, and you'll admit you don't believe it.
I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't. I'm not going to say that's what I meant to say.
Oh, okay.
I believe it. I fully believe it.
I think either way, I think both teams could win. I think either way it goes to 5 games. But I think gun to my head, I'm picking one team and going Yankees.
All right. Dodgers, Padres.
I mean, it's what have we been saying? We said the same thing last week. It's just who's going to get killed by the Dodgers. In the
I'm
World
saying
Series.
Dodgers in 4 though. I think the Padres steal a game. Just their bats just tee off on like Kershaw or something.
You know what? I'm saying Dodgers in 5.
You think it goes the distance?
I think it does. I think the Padres, they had some comebacks and against the Cardinals. I think they have some energy going forward. Like,
Yeah.
I
They
think,
might steal the first one.
I wouldn't be surprised. I think if they do, I'd say they win the first and then they win their elimination
And then
game.
the Dodgers wake up like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we're the Dodgers.
I bet you they win game 1 and 4 because they don't want to go down that easy, and then they obviously lose game 5. And then we have the Braves, Marlins. I mean, it's great pitching against great hitting. Kind of what we saw against the Reds.
Who you like?
I mean, my heart,
Gun to your head, not your heart. Let's pick with
I think the Braves.
in how many games?
4.
Taking the Marlins again. I'm a big Marlins guy. I'm saying
I-
Marlins in. They have to win quickly. So I almost want to say a Marlins sweep because that's one of the few ways they do it. But I'm saying Marlins in 4.
So I said Braves in 4. You said Marlins in 4. I'm not a Marlins guy. I've always liked the Marlins. But now that we just got killed by the Marlins, I'm a little bit hesitant to say I like them a lot. But do I like those jerseys, those black ones?
Fire.
Oh my God. I'm going to buy one.
Best. in
I mean,
baseball.
they're best in baseball.
I'm willing to say those are the best in baseball. They're so clean.
I would need to take a look at all their at every team's black jerseys because the black jerseys simply look better.
But even the gray jerseys look great for the Marlins.
They have great jerseys. I would want to look at
I
every
think the
team.
overall set of the Marlins is the best. Is what I'm saying.
We're forgetting the Padres.
I like the Padres one set a lot. The white, I think it is my
Mhm,
favorite,
mhm.
but I don't like the grays.
I'm also a big Giants guy. I think that their jerseys, their black and
Black.
orange, are just sweet. But one of the best jerseys in the league, if not the best. Oh, they're so cool. I mean, I think I'm gonna buy one. All right. Well, Drew, you have anything else?
Nothing.
I don't have anything else. So, this is our second episode for our second rebirth. I think overall this might be our 7th episode. But hey, that's 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks. High
2
five.
weeks. 2 weeks in a row.
That was a horrible high five.
I know. We didn't have to bring it up, but yeah, 2 weeks in a row. Let's shoot for 3. I think we are actually going to this time.
I say we get at least 1 month without a mistake.
Are we gonna record? We're gonna record every Monday, and
Mhm.
then so it'll be up Monday night. Everything else posted on Tuesday. I feel like we're gonna stick with it.
I think we can do it.
I absolutely think we can do it. Hopefully we do. But this is I believe episode 7
Yep.
of There's Always Next Year. Thank you for anybody who watched or listened to the podcast. Have a good one, guys.
Yep. Go Browns.